Tom Nappy here, and we are joined by the new Hopkinton Hillers varsity football head coach, Mark Sanborn. Mark, how are you?
Doing well, Tom. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
I'm doing well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a very exciting time. Very grateful for the opportunity, and I can't wait to get going. It's right around the corner.
Now, for those that don't know, you have a lot of experience with Hillers sports as far as coaching. Can you talk about your experience coaching and also what led up to this point of you becoming the new varsity football head coach?
Yeah, absolutely. So I teach here at the high school, and coaching is what ultimately got me hooked into teaching. I volunteered with a football program for 2 years, and I fell in love with it instantly. I loved working with the kids, and I decided I was kind of at a point in my life where I wasn't sure what career path I wanted to do, and I loved coaching, and I was like, why not teach as well? So I was lucky enough to get an opportunity here to both coach football, and now I teach here. Two of the best decisions I've made in my life. In addition to football, I also coach JV baseball as well as middle school basketball. And I kind of have a wide experience as it pertains to football. I've been a volunteer assistant. I've been the head freshman coach. I've been the head JV coach. I've ran special teams before. So a lot of different experiences in a lot of different sports. I've had a lot of great mentors and resources along the way. And felt like the right time to kind of jump into this opportunity. And like I said, I'm very excited to get going.
Absolutely. I think you're going to be great, especially considering all that experience that you already have under your belt. So what are some of your goals for the Hillers football team while you're the head coach? Is there anything that you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah, so I'm just thinking over the past week since I've received the job. The big thing right now is just focusing day to day. Meeting with the players tomorrow for the first time. Very excited for that opportunity. We're going to start our weightlifting schedule next week. So just taking it one day at a time, focusing on the small things, taking care of those little details, not worrying about who we're playing week one or who we're playing week two, just worrying about having a great meeting tomorrow, getting the kids in the weight room starting next week, just the opportunity to be together as a team. And then from there, just build a strong culture and set expectations and hold the players accountable, hold the coaches accountable, and just make sure that they, as well as the coaches, are doing everything to represent the program in the right way on and off the field, and using the game of football as a way to teach lifelong skills. And I firmly believe that. I think football is a great teacher of life, and our goal is to instill those attributes and those characteristics and those values in our players. And like I said, just play hard and play with great attitude and just respect your opponents, respect everybody you interact with. But like I said, just focusing on day to day and just setting that foundation is kind of the short-term goals.
Well, I've always been a firm believer that a lot of life lessons can be learned from playing sports while you're in school.
Absolutely.
I have to ask, so this past spring we had football.
Yep.
Because of the pandemic, the season was moved to April. What was it like coaching during that time frame? You were one of the assistant coaches, of course. But what was it like coaching during that time frame? And how did everything go for the team in general? Did they have trouble adjusting, or do you think they adjusted pretty well?
Yeah, it was definitely a change to what normally occurs. Usually you start football at the end of summer, and then you kind of progress in the fall. This year we started football basically like in the middle/end of winter. Thankfully, we were able to get the turf field plowed, so we had a place to practice and play a lot of our games throughout the season. But it was definitely an adjustment. I mean, we hopped right into the season, and I think we had 2 weeks of practice, and then we had a scrimmage, and then we played our first game like the following week. So, like I said, it was an adjustment. It was great to give those seniors an opportunity just to be together, and we only played 5 games, but that was better than nothing. And you think about going back to when the whole pandemic started and having the spring season taken away, the summer, a lot of summer sports taken away, and then the fall football was taken away. Just having anything at all last spring was beneficial for the players and for the coaches, because I love coaching, and not having the opportunity to coach for about a year was pretty tough. So it was an adjustment. It was a very odd season. It went by very quick. But it was fun to play other teams and see the seniors get a chance to play some football games, and we did a senior night and everything. So it was fun.
Yeah, it certainly was a very odd season. It was a little different for me as a broadcaster going from basketball and hockey into football. Usually it's vice versa. So with this new varsity football head coach job, are you going to continue your baseball coaching as well?
Yeah, as of now, I'm going to continue with basketball and baseball. We'll see how things go. I know this position in particular is very time consuming. There's a lot that goes to it. And then, like the past week or so, I've just been day in, day out, talking with potential coaches, communicating with the kids, getting inventory and equipment stuff ready. And during the season, it's day to day as well. And then in the off season, weightlifting and fundraising, all that stuff. So it's basically a year round job. And I'm looking forward to doing that. And we'll kind of make a decision, I think, on the other sports in the near future.
Yeah, you'll certainly have your hands full, that's for sure. But if anyone can handle it, it's you. Could you talk about some of the you've worked with a lot of great coaches, Will, at Hopkinton. Can you talk about some of the great coaches that you worked with and the impact that they've had on you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great question because over the past week, the amount of support that I've received from a lot of coaches here at the high school, the administration, our AD has been fantastic. But in particular, I look at the coaches I played for when I was a student here at Hopkinton. I played for Coach Simos as a player. I played for Coach Keene on the basketball team. I played for Coach Golden in both the basketball and the baseball programs. And having those guys in the school and being able to bounce ideas off of them and just know that I had their support throughout the whole process, it's just been so refreshing and has given me even more confidence to pursue this position. And I've just been able to pick a lot of great things that they do in their programs. And I'm looking forward to taking those things and taking the culture and being good teammates and be respectful and thinking about using sports as like a free practice for life, because that's really what it is. There's a lot bigger issues in the world than the football game that we're playing on a Friday night. So I cannot be more appreciative of the coaches I've had to work with and play with. And the experience that they provided me as a player and as a coach now is why I jumped at this opportunity, because I want to offer that same positive playing experience for the football players here at Hopkinton and all the student athletes.
One of the things that never ceases to amaze me about Hopkinton High School is how good the athletic programs have been the last few years. When you look at this past spring, for example, every single team made the postseason. So it's just been great, really, across the board in every sport. So everybody wants to know, when does the season start? When do the practices start? Because I think everyone's starting to get into football mode. So give us some dates.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like as I mentioned earlier, I'm meeting with the kids tomorrow here in the athletic center. I'm very excited just to introduce myself. I know a lot of them anyways, which is a good thing. And just kind of lay out some of those dates. So moving forward, the first official day of practice is Friday, August 20th. Up until that point, we're going to we'll be lifting in the weight room 3 times a week, which is great. And that'll be with the middle school program all the way up to the varsity program. So getting the kids together, getting them working out, getting them just together as a group will be great. And then we have some skills like skills camp and skills clinics type stuff that we will do in that first week. And then, like I said, on Friday, August 20th, that'll be our first day getting out there on the practice field here at Hopkinton. And I could not be more excited. From there, we have 2 scrimmages scheduled. Mr. Cormier has done a great job of locking down scrimmages, just kind of the odd transition we've had with the coaching staff in the past couple of weeks. So we'll play Shepherd Hill on August 28th as a scrimmage, and then Grafton on September 3rd. And then we open up with Wayland, which is the first official game on September 10th. And it's always a great game against Wayland. So
I love that game. That is always a battle.
Fantastic. Yeah. So that's coming the big dates. It's coming up quickly, about a month away. So I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be here before you know it. So as the varsity head coach, we know that you drop the X's and O's and that you work with the players in practices and stuff like that. But tell us about some of your duties that maybe people don't know a whole lot about. I believe I read that you're also responsible for finding coaches that are needed in the other football programs?
Yeah, correct. So basically, it's the head of the varsity team. You have your JV team, which kind of practices with the varsity, and then you have a freshman program in the middle school. So I'll be honest, a lot of time that I've spent over the past week is having conversations with potential coaches to fill those roles throughout the various programs. So I've spent hours and hours on the phone and talking to people in person and seeing what type of commitments I get. And we have a lot of great pieces potentially in place. But as I said, it's just going to be more placing where they're going to be. A lot of the coaches will be people who are working in the building, which I think is a fantastic thing. The kids will see them in the school. They'll be the role models, acting the way that we expect our players to be act, and they'll be held accountable in school. So definitely kind of just confirming up those last couple assistant jobs, and you'll have a better idea of the coaching. But besides that, equipment is a huge thing, making sure the equipment's ready to go, making sure everything's organized. When we do equipment pickup, it goes smoothly and efficiently for all the players. Getting the practice fields ready and the on-field equipment, and all the pads and the dummies and the sleds and all that stuff. And then just like other minute stuff, and like getting apparel for the players, like t-shirt and shorts and coaching gear, and there's just a lot of different things involved. And I have a to-do list, and I'm just kind of working through piece by piece. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to getting things going.
That's terrific. Can you give us any information about this year's team? Do we know who the captains are?
We do not know who the captains are yet. That'll be something that will be determined in the near future. But we have a great group. The senior class is a little bit smaller, but they're a great group of kids, great, talented, high character, exactly what we want out of our seniors. The junior class is a little bit bigger as well, very skilled. They have a little bit more depth as it pertains to the amount of players. And then the upcoming sophomores who were freshmen last year have a really in-depth class, a lot of players. And a lot of that's a testament to our middle school program, who's just feeding us. I think the most important thing right now is just getting kids to come out and play football, and hopefully we can provide them experience where they come out and play again. But I think we'll have a solid year, and I think the kids are going to work hard. They're going to know how to do the basics. They're going to know how to do the skills. We're going to play as a team. We're going to be tough, supportive of each other, good teammates, and I think all that stuff are really important intangibles. And like you said, the X's and O's stuff is important as well. But we just got to build that culture and hope that success is going to come down the road when we have everybody playing towards the same goal.
Absolutely. Coach, also, I wanted to ask, last year there were some incredible back and forth games, such as the game against Medfield and Westwood and Norwood. Right. And it was all TVL large rivals, which is always going to be tough to play against. What was it like coaching some of those games that were just these crazy back and forth battles?
Yeah, football is definitely a game of highs and lows, and I've learned as a coach. I remember coming in as a young coach, you get caught up in the highs and lows of the game, and you get energetic and you get fiery, and you score and you get happy, and then your team gives up a score and you get all angry. I think it's just important to stay even keeled and have that calm demeanor, because the kids feed off what the coaches are doing. But those games last year were crazy. I mean, the TVL large football is great football. There are no gimme weeks. Every week you're going to show up prepared, ready to go. And you talk about that Medfield game. I forget what the score was, but it was a high scoring game, up and down the field. We have a great drive, and then Medfield come out and hit a long pass for a touchdown. It was just a great football game. And you think of Medfield, they're a great program. All the programs in the large are good programs. So you got to be ready to go every week. You got to work hard, and because you know that your opponent's working hard. So it's a fun league. It really is.
It certainly is. I've called quite a few football games during my career, and I have to say that Hopkinton Medfield game was one of my favorite ones. It's probably in the top 3.
Awesome.
But Coach, we are very excited for you, and I think they certainly found the right man for the job, and we are looking forward to this football season.
Awesome, Tom. Thank you. And I must say, too, just over the past year, what you guys have done with HCAM and streaming all the sub-varsity games, the varsity games, it's been It's been awesome, and I know I've been involved in all those sports. So thank you for everything you're doing. We look forward to having you at the games this year, and I appreciate you having me on today. Can't wait to get things going.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach. We certainly enjoy streaming these games and allowing the community to get to see their teams play. We'll talk to you again soon. We'll certainly catch up with you during the season.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you.
Ashland Legion Baseball finished the regular season with 10 wins and 2 losses and clinched the number 1 seed in the Zone 5 playoffs. Ashland battled 4th-seeded Hudson in a win-or-go-home semifinals game at Mahan Field in Natick. Hudson led 3-0 until the bottom of the 3rd.
Gets away from the catcher. Here comes a run. And he's safe. Luke Herter scores on the wild pitch.
That was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Am I?
No, not you. Sylvester.
Well, there's a hit by Matt Neal, and a runner from third being sent around. Farrell will score, and now they have Matt Neal caught in a pickle. He's going back towards first. Now he's going to go towards second. Now another run's going to score in the meantime, and Neal's still in the pickle, and they get him out, but Post 77 ties the game.
That was smart base running to stay in that pickle just long enough so Dusty could score. It was a poorly executed rundown, but great base running by Dusty.
Post 77 ties it up and adds more in the 4th inning.
And this is a rocket up the third base line. That'll get through. Cowern being waved around. Here he comes. And now heading over to second is Ibbotson. And he has an RBI double, and Post 77 leads it 4-3. Significant lead by Ibbotson as this is hit up the left side. Ibbotson being waved around. The throw in is not going to be in time, and Post 77 leads it now by 2. An RBI single by Luke Herter, who advances the second on the throw in. Lineup and the pitch. And this is a rocket up the third base line. That gets through. Here comes one run, another run right behind him, and he will score as well. A 2 RBI single for Mason Dushney. Luke Herter and Nick Calabrese are plated.
4 more runs in the inning. Post 77 up 7-3, and they add another run in the bottom of the 5th.
Story looks at third. And this is up the middle. It is gloved by the shortstop. Kavanaugh going to try to score. Now they have the runner going to third in a pickle. They'll get him out. And now they'll throw to second. And they'll get 2 outs out of it. A run did score, but Post 77 taking a few too many risks there. But they have an 8-3 lead.
Ashland would end up taking the game and advanced to take on Natick in the Zone 5 finals. The next night in the Zone finals, Natick took a 3-0 lead into the top of the 3rd.
Dawes delivers, and this is hit in the air, and that'll get down into center field. One run's going to come around to score, and here comes another run around to score, and perhaps a third run, and they will all score. A 3 RBI double by Ben Fosberg. He clears the bases. And this is hit very hard into center field towards the fence, and that is gone. A home run by Haskell. And 3 more Natick runs are going to score.
I think it's time for the hook.
Haskell absolutely crushed that ball.
Natick would end up pouring on 8 runs in the inning, and they would take the game in dominant fashion by a final score of 18-2. Natick advanced to the state tournament, while Ashland will continue this week with exhibition games to close out their season. It was a rough ending for Post 77, but some great experience for the young players and the newcomers to the team. Congratulations to Coach Obid and the team on a very good season.
Hiller's Fall 2 season has come to a close. We just had our final game of the season this past Sunday. It was Hiller's varsity football against Norwood. And right now here on HCAM Sports Talk, we're going to take a look back at some of the best highlights from throughout the Fall 2 season. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this look back at the 2020-2021 Fall 2 season.
Hopkinton Hillers freshman football took on Holliston this past Friday. It was a good defensive battle. Holliston found the end zone in the first quarter.
Sure going to line it up once again out of the gun. Sahagian in the backfield. Motion from right to left. Takes the snap. Sahagian up the middle. Here he goes. Breaking tackles. Cuts to the near side. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Holliston Panthers. A 25-yard touchdown run by the freshman, Kevin Sahagian.
The Holliston touchdown would be the only score in the game, as both teams continuously made big stops and put up a great defensive effort to end the game in a 6-0 final. Hillers varsity also played Holliston on the road the following day and lost a close game 37-27. You can view the varsity game through our friends at HCAT Television, Holliston Community Access. The JV team hosted Holliston this past Monday, and the game started off with a bang.
As it's going to be a low kickoff that'll sail along the ground. Seamus Murphy will return it, and he's going to have a very good return. There he goes across midfield to the 20, the 10, and right into the end zone. How about that? An opening kickoff return for a touchdown for the Hopkinton Hillers, and just like that, we have a 6-0 game.
A huge opening kickoff return from Seamus Murphy puts the Hillers up 6-0, and that's how the score stayed following the conversion attempt. Holliston with the ball at their own 20 in the second quarter, and this happens.
30. Kylie out of the gun. Takes the snap. Looks upfield under pressure, and he's brought down. Another Hillers sack. Teaming up was Riley Finnegan and Devin Canty to bring down Kylie to reserve clock to maybe get another opportunity at another drive. And it was that last time because it is fourth down here. Snap, and it is going to go over the head of the punter into the end zone, and that is going to be a safety.
A safety puts the Hillers up 8-0. In the third quarter, both teams went back and forth with some great defensive stops. The game stayed an 8-0 lead in favor of the Hillers heading into the fourth. In the fourth quarter, Holliston found the end zone.
Marked at the Hillers 3-yard line. Kylie will line it up out of the pistol. Olsen in the backfield. He'll fake the handoff, throws to his left, has a wide open target, and it's hauled in for a touchdown. What a great play there by Holliston. Some good trickery by Kylie.
A 3-yard reception to Holliston's Colin Kerr from quarterback TJ Kiley makes it an 8-6 game. Holliston attempted a 2-point conversion to tie the game.
Kylie line it up out of the gun, takes the snap. He'll hand it off, a run up the middle, pushing his way forward is Harding, but he is going to be stopped short.
The conversion was no good. Towards the end of the fourth quarter, however, Holliston driving at their own 48.
But also on their last drive was able to find the end zone. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. Kylie out of the gun. He'll hand it off. And no, he fakes it. Play action. Throws up the middle, and it's intercepted. Picking it off is Braden Hicks. It went off the hands of his target, and Hicks is there to collect. And he will take it into Holliston territory all the way to the 40.
Hopkinton's Braden Hicks with the interception, but Holliston would get the ball back.
Lisher out of the pistol, Lavelinette in the backfield, play action, rolls to his left, throws upfield, and it's intercepted. And that is just what Holliston needed there. He tries to throw up the middle, and jumping up and picking it off was Miguel DeJesus.
Miguel DeJesus picks off the pass, and Holliston had one last opportunity.
Kylie out of the gun, takes the snap, hands it off once again, and this time they're ready for him. Harding is going to be stopped for a loss. Backfield takes the snap, and he is in trouble. Went play action, but did not fool the defense, and he's brought down for a loss. Robert Lisher leading the way on the sack. Holliston, they need to convert here. 4th and 10. Kylie takes the snap, rolls to his right, in trouble, throws up the middle, no one's there.
A turnover on downs. The Hopkinton defense gets the job done and takes the game in the JV battle 8-6. On Monday, March 29th, Hillers JV football met up with Ashland. The Hillers on their first drive of the game started at the Ashland 30 but drove up the field.
Set this time, he had Lavelinette to his right and an up back, and he'll go to the up back, and that is going to be taken into the end zone for a touchdown. Joseph Carazza with the touchdown for the Hillers, and they are up 6-0, an 18-yard touchdown run.
A Joseph Carazza touchdown makes it a 6-0 game, and the Hillers follow up with a 2-point conversion attempt.
Stevens out of the gun, and he'll go once again to Carazza, who will bounce off tackle, and did he get in? Yes, he did. It's an 8-0 lead for the Hillers. So a 2-point conversion is good.
8-0 is how the score would stay until the second quarter. Start of the second quarter, Ashland with the ball.
Up out of the gun. Back to the quarterback's left. He'll throw it, and it's intercepted, and it's going to be taken up the far side. And with the interception, it is Paul Lisher, the sophomore.
Interception, Paul Lisher, and the Hillers get the ball all the way at about the Ashland 3. First play of the drive, Joe Carazza gets the job done.
And it is going to be a run into the end zone. Easy touchdown there after the interception for the Hillers.
The conversion was unsuccessful. The score remained 14-0 Hillers. Hopkinton driving again towards the end of the second quarter.
That will certainly be pretty confusing for the defense to keep track of. Out of the gun with Flanagan to his left. He's going to take it himself. Has all kinds of room up the middle towards the end zone. Out of the gun he goes. Back to his left. 3 receivers to his left. He'll hand it off, run up the middle, and with these into the end zone. Owen Flanagan for the Hillers touchdown.
A 5-yard touchdown run by Owen Flanagan makes it a 20-0 Hillers lead, and that's how it stayed until the halftime break. Third quarter, Ashland found the end zone.
Lined up to either side. Takes the snap, airs it out to his right, and it's caught! And that is going to be a 35-yard touchdown pass for Ashland.
A 35-yard touchdown pass. They followed up with a 2-point conversion to make it a 20-8 score. Ashland with perhaps their last chance to get back into the game.
As Holliston calls it the war package. And do we have a fumble here? It looks like at least a stop for no gain. And we do! A fumble recovered by the Hillers.
A fumble recovered by Hopkinton. The Hillers take the win 20-8 in the JV matchup. On Saturday, April 3rd, Hillers varsity football hosted Medfield in their first home game of the Fall 2 season. The game would be a battle filled with many momentum shifts. Just 90 seconds into action, Medfield's senior captain quarterback Ryan Murray connects with senior James Wilder.
Lined up to the left, lone flanker to the right. He'll throw it to the right. He has a target, and it's James Wilder. There he goes. He is off. 2010 touchdown Medfield. A 65-yard touchdown reception, and just like that, it's 6-0 Medfield.
A 65-yard touchdown reception. The extra point makes it 7-0 Medfield. Hopkinton responded in their first offensive drive of the game.
Two receivers either side, takes the snap, rolls to his right, throws upfield, has a target, it is hauled in, and it's going to be a nice gain here for the Hillers. That should be a first down. Brian Keefe once again coming through in the right area code. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and into the end zone for a Hillers touchdown, Cam Mulvaney.
The Hillers marched down the field 55 yards for a touchdown. Senior captain Cam Mulvaney rushed for the 8-yard touchdown, and the extra point tied the game up at 7 apiece. After forcing a Medfield punt, the Hillers offense driving again.
Salyard's going to line it up out of the gun, back to his right, two receivers either side. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, looks upfield, throws upfield, and it's caught by Keefe along the far side, and a nice gain there. That's going to be a first down for the Hillers. Receivers either side. Takes the snap, hands it off, run up the middle, big run up the middle, and a touchdown! Cam Mulvaney, an 11-yard Hillers touchdown!
The Hillers march 69 yards and fed Mulvaney once again for an 11-yard touchdown run to make it a 14-7 game. Medfield, however, quickly responded.
Murray out of the gun, back to his right, two receivers either side, takes the snap, looks to his left, airs it out, upfield, has a target, hauled in, and there he goes! He's able to escape the tackle, and he'll take it all the way to the house. That was the captain, Ben Leonard.
Quarterback Ryan Murray found senior captain Ben Leonard wide open in the middle of the field. Leonard took the reception to the end zone for a 79-yard touchdown. The first quarter ended tied at 14, with Medfield driving into Hillers territory after forcing a punt.
Yards there, a little more yards than I thought. Takes the snap, hands it off, and into the end zone he goes. TJ Casey, an 8-yard touchdown run.
A little less than 2 minutes into the second quarter, Medfield capped off a 60-yard touchdown drive with an 8-yard touchdown run by junior TJ Casey and made it a 21-14 game. The rest of the second quarter was filled with great defensive stops on both sides, and the game went into the half with Medfield leading 21-14. In the second half, the Hillers offense got going once again.
Takes the snap, he's going to hand it off, run up the middle. Mulvaney breaking free, here he goes to the 35, fighting his way to the 40. Big gain there, Cam Mulvaney, all the way to the 42-yard line. A 22-yard pickup. Salyard's going to line it up out of the gun. Mulvaney in the backfield. He is going to hand it off. Here goes Mulvaney up the middle, fights his way across midfield to the 45, works up the far side, 40, 35 to the 30. And he is going to be taken down after a huge gain. Salyard's going to line it up out of the gun. Mulvaney the back to his right. He'll hand it off to Mulvaney. Bursting up the middle, breaking a tackle into the end zone.
Senior Cam Mulvaney caps off an 80-yard drive with a 4-yard touchdown run. The extra point tied the game at 21 apiece. Medfield, however, had a very quick response.
And he'll send it sailing, end over end it goes, all the way back to about the 5, and he lost it. It went off his hands, he dropped it, it is picked up, and now we're going to have what looks like a very good return up the near side. James Wilder breaking free across midfield, 40, 30, 20, the 10, and into the end zone. Wow. Unbelievable. On the kickoff, the initial returner bobbled it and then lost the football. And then James Wilder picks it up and takes it about 95 yards to the house.
The extra point made it a 28-21 Medfield lead. Towards the end of the third quarter, the Hillers strung together another touchdown drive.
Receivers spread out to either side. Takes the snap. Here goes Mulvaney working up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's going to have a very nice run here as he breaks another tackle, and he gets close to the 10. Okay, 15. I stand corrected. A 12-yard gain. It's certainly a little difficult for us to see the yard lines at that end of the field. Salyard's going to roll to his left, throws to the end zone, has a target, it's hauled in for a touchdown! A 15-yard touchdown reception by Nicholas Sessi.
And the extra point from sophomore Avery Ravitch made it a 28-28 game. The Hillers possessed the ball for nearly 9 minutes to start the fourth quarter and capped off an 88-yard touchdown drive with a 13-yard keeper from senior quarterback Cole Salyards.
Back to his right, takes the snap, looks to his right, has time, and now he is going to be in some trouble, runs to his left, finds some space, into the end zone he goes! Cole Salyards! He stood in the pocket looking to pass, and then he said, you know what, the whole left side of the field's open. I'm just going to take this myself. A 13-yard touchdown run.
And made it a 35-28 game with the Ravitch extra point. Medfield, however, wasn't done yet.
In the backfield, that's TJ Casey. Two receivers spread out to either side. Takes the snap, looks up the middle, in trouble, gets rid of it, throws up the middle, has a wide open target, and it's hauled in by Wilder, who will take it to the house. Oh boy, a 51-yard connection between Ryan Murray and James Wilder.
And then Murray hit Wilder again on a risky 2-point conversion to make it a 36-35 Medfield lead. 3 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in the game. Plenty of time for the Hillers.
And about 2 to go for the Hillers. Out of the gun, Salyards rolls to his right, and it is off of the hands of one receiver and into the hands of Champlin. So the Hillers will move the chains. Other side. Takes the snap, rolls to his left, looking upfield, looking to pass, going to take it himself, and he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Hillers!
After a good mix of gains from the running and passing game, quarterback Cole Salyards took care of business again with a 7-yard touchdown run to cap off a 70-yard drive and make it a 42-36 game. Medfield with one last opportunity.
Left, and now he's going to roll to his left, airs it out, up the field, incomplete. Good defensive coverage by Cole Salyards, and time has expired, and the Hopkinton Hillers take the win, 42-36.
The Hillers defense took care of business on the one play Medfield had time for and took the 42-36 win in perhaps the most action-packed game of the season. 3 lead changes took place in the final 3 minutes and 42 seconds of the incredible game. Quarterback Cole Salyards threw for 1 touchdown, a 15-yarder. He also had 2 touchdown runs, a 13 and a 7-yarder. And he had over 100 yards passing. Running back Cam Mulvaney had 3 touchdown runs, an 8-yarder, an 11-yarder, and a 4-yarder, and he had about 175 yards rushing. The Hillers are now 1-2 on the season. Hopkinton Hillers JV football took on Brockton this past Monday. It was a scoreless game until this happened in the second quarter.
Stevens out of the gun, Mulvaney to his left, 2 receivers either side. Takes the snap, looks to his left, in trouble, gets rid of it, up the left side, has a wide open target, and it's caught. Seamus Murphy gonna take it to the house. Touchdown, Hillers!
Wyatt Stevens connects with Seamus Murphy for a 56-yard touchdown to make it a 6-0 game. The 2-point conversion failed, and it remained a 6-0 Hiller lead heading into the halftime break. In the third quarter, Brockton strung together a drive.
Turco out of the gun. He's going to take it himself up the middle, find some room, slips a couple tackles, now breaking free up the right side, and he has a big gain, but did take a massive hit from Sokol. Justin Sokol got in there and just clocked him. Andrew Budden on the initial wrap. But in any case, 4th and goal from the 1. Here we go. Can the Hillers defense make a big stop? It's going to be a keeper. Turco into the end zone, and this game is tied at 6 apiece.
A 1-yard touchdown by Matt Turco caps off the 92-yard drive and ties the game at 6 apiece. The conversion attempt was no good. The Hillers responded very soon after.
And it'll be a end-over-end kickoff. Back to the 20-yard line it goes. On the return, it's Carazza. Here he goes to the near side, the 35, the 40, the 45 across midfield into Brockton territory, the 30, the 20, the 10, and see you later, touchdown Hillers! An 80-yard kickoff return by Joseph Carazza puts the Hillers right back on top.
An 80-yard kickoff return by Joseph Carazza makes it a 12-6 game. On the 2-point conversion attempt, Wyatt Stevens connects with Sergio Melli and makes it a 14-6 game. Brockton responded on their next drive.
Certainly a hurry-up style offense here. Turco going to line it up out of the gun, back to his left, 2 receivers spread out to either side. He will hand it off, and finding some room is going to be Powell Jr. There he goes, up the near side into Hiller's territory. The 30, the 20, the 10, and he is going to be brought out of bounds on around the 2. And it's rooting on the defense. Out of the gun, double back formation, hands it off to the left back, and right into the end zone goes Mauricio Powell Jr.
A 4-yard touchdown run by Mauricio Powell Jr. makes it a 14-12 game. Brockton then went for 2 to tie it up, and the conversion was no good, keeping the game at 14-12. Brockton with their final opportunity to take a lead.
Looks like Max Foster is in at quarterback, and he indeed is. They'll line it up out of the gun. Powell Jr. to his left, a 4-receiver set. 3 receivers spread out to the right. Takes the snap, looks up the middle, throws up the middle, and they will not have enough.
A turnover on downs, and the Hillers hang on for the 14-12 win. This past Friday, Hillers varsity football played their senior night game versus Westwood. After forcing a Westwood punt on the first drive of the game, the Hillers found the end zone.
5 receiver set, 3 to his right, takes the snap, looks to his right, and now is going to throw to his right, has a target, it's caught by Keefe, up the far sideline he goes to the 30, all the way to about the 20-yard line. Brian Keefe, a big gain for the Hillers on their very first offensive snap. Out of the pistol this time, Mulvaney to his right, 2 receivers spread out to his right as well. He'll take the snap, hands it off, Mulvaney up the middle, first down, in the end zone, touchdown, Hillers! An 11-yard touchdown run by Cam Mulvaney, and just like that, it's 6-0 Hopkinton.
An 11-yard touchdown run by Cam Mulvaney. Westwood responded on the following drive.
Maroon, receivers in tight along the right side, takes the snap, rolls to his right, under pressure, throws upfield, has a target, and it's caught at the 5 to the end zone, and I think he might have got in. Yes, he did. Wow. Grady Mahoney on the reception. A 39-yard touchdown for Westwood.
A 39-yard touchdown reception thrown by Connor Daniele to senior Grady Mahoney. It remained a 7-7 game until the second quarter.
Make it 2nd and 1 from the 46. Out of the gun, takes the snap, rolls to his right, looks upfield, throws upfield, and it is caught at the Hillers 10-yard line. What a catch by Aiden O'Connor, and what a throw by Daniele.
After forcing a Hillers punt, Westwood found the end zone early in the second quarter.
Kelly is going to go out of the gun once again. Maroon the back to his left. Two receivers in tight to either side. Takes the snap, looks to his left, throws to his left, has a target, and it is caught for the touchdown. Grady Mahoney on the 4-yard touchdown reception. And that's his second touchdown reception of the game. He had a 39-yard touchdown reception to make it a 6-6 game at the time.
Brendan Dunnigan connects with Grady Mahoney once again on a 4-yard touchdown pass. The extra point makes it a 14-7 Westwood lead. After the Westwood touchdown, the Hillers would score 35 unanswered points.
Up to the line they go. And it looks like they got Lisher in there as the quarterback once again. And he will take the snap, looks upfield, has Salyards, and it's caught! 40 midfield into Westwood territory, 30, 20, 10, see you later, touchdown, Hillers!
And
a 75-yard touchdown reception.
And that one's not coming back.
Right, or excuse me, 85-yard touchdown reception.
85.
My math was off there.
Yeah, math's math. Well, luckily we've got a full-time accountant here, so.
That's right.
The first touchdown in the 35 unanswered point run, an 85-yard connection. Sophomore Robert Lisher finds Cole Salyards on a little trick play. Extra point makes it 14-14.
Salyards going to line it up out of the gun. Mulvaney the back to his left. A 4-receiver set. 2 spread out to either side. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. He'll go to Mulvaney. Up the middle he goes. 30, 25. Over to the 20. Cutting to the near side. 15, 10. Staying on his feet inside the 5. And did he get in? Just a little bit short, but what a run by Cam Mulvaney. He'd be out there to finish this off. We shall see. Out of the gun is Salyards. Mulvaney getting the call. Up the middle. In he goes. Touchdown, Hillers!
And then a 1-yard touchdown run by Cam Mulvaney, and the extra point makes it 21-14.
Maroon in the backfield. The snap is high. The ball gets away. Who got it? It looks like the Hillers did. And recovering the fumble was Aiden Morin. That's over 3 minutes, if they score, of course. And Salyards going to keep this up the middle and working inside the 5, still on his feet, pushing the pile. Can he get there? Still on his feet. He just won't go down, and it looks like he finally will at around the 2. Here's more and more beyond the trees. Salyards out of the gun, a motion right to left, and he is going to take it himself up the middle into the end zone. Cole Salyards, a 1-yard touchdown run.
A 1-yard keeper by Cole Salyards, and the extra point makes it 28-14.
And that is Salyards out there, 5-receiver set, 3 to his left, throws upfield, has a target, and it's caught, and he's gone! Touchdown Hillers, Nicholas Sessi, a 43-yard touchdown reception.
A 43-yard connection between Salyards and Nick Lasessi, plus the extra point makes it a 35-14 game. That's how the score stayed until the halftime break, a 28-point second quarter for the Hillers. The Hillers pick it right back up in the third quarter.
Takes the snap, and he's going to take it right up the middle. Bounces off tackle. Up the left side he goes. The 20, the 10, the 5. Into the end zone for the touchdown. A 33-yard touchdown run by Cole Salyards.
Hillers led 42-21 heading into the fourth quarter. Hillers continuing a drive that started in the third quarter with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left. Ends at 9:59 left in the fourth with a 4-yard touchdown run by sophomore Wyatt Stevens.
To his left, 2 receivers spread out to either side. He will take the snap, and here he goes up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Hillers! A 4-yard touchdown run by Wyatt Stevens.
The Hillers would take the game in dominant fashion by a final score of 48-29. The Hillers improved to 2-2 overall on the season with the win. Prior to the game, the Hillers celebrated senior night Check out the festivities on the game broadcast on our YouTube page. Hopkinton Hillers football took on Norwood in the season finale. The first possession of the game did not go well for the Hillers.
Out of the gun, motion along the right, and he's going to fake the handoff, looks to his right, throws to his right, and it's intercepted. Jason Danahy is there to pick it off. Intended target was Nicholas Essie.
After the interception, Norwood got on the scoreboard first.
With a back to either side, motion from left to right, the tight end in motion. Receiver spread out to the right as well, takes the snap a little bit low, but pulls it up, and here he goes, finds some room across midfield, 40, 35, 30, 20, the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. A 56-yard touchdown run by Jason Danahy.
The extra point makes it a 7-0 game, but the Hillers responded.
Left to right, takes the snap, rolls to his right under a little bit of pressure. He'll throw up the right side, has a target, and it's caught. And there he goes. Ethan Champlin is going to go all the way to the 10-yard line. What a connection there. His left is Mulvaney. 3 receivers spread out to his left. Takes the snap, rolls to his left, and he's going to take it himself along the far sideline. And did he get in? He was close. Yes, he did. Touchdown, Hillers.
A 7-7 game, but Norwood would find the end zone 2 more times in the first quarter, and they led it 21-7 heading into the second.
To the 40, to the 50. Here goes Christian Sales to the 30, to the 20, the 10, and oh no, it's another Norwood touchdown. Slot man to his right, takes the snap, and he's going to pass, throws up the right side of the field, and he connects, and it's a touchdown. A 44-yard touchdown reception to James Gamble, the senior.
The Hillers struck first in the second quarter.
Takes the snap, rolls to his left, and he is going to take it himself to the 20, fighting his way to the 15, still on his feet, and he was able to spin around a defender and fight his way up to about the 12-yard line. What a run there by Cole Salyards. Salyards going to line it up out of the gun. Mulvaney the back to his right, and he is going to hand it off. Mulvaney finds some room right up the middle, and into the end zone he goes. A 10-yard touchdown run.
Hillers make it a 21-14 game with a 10-yard Cam Mulvaney touchdown run, but Norwood strikes right back.
They can tighten up here and get their offense back out there with a chance to tie the game up. End over end it goes. It'll sail back to about the 12-yard line. Here comes the return. Along the far side goes Mateer, and he has some room. Across midfield. 45, 40, 30, up to the 20, the 10, and he's into the end zone. Unbelievable.
28-14, Norwood leading, but the Hillers had an answer.
Just declined it. Salyard's going to line it up out of the gun. Takes the snap, looks upfield, throws up the middle, has Mulvaney, and it's complete, and up to the 16-yard line go the Hillers. Maybe because of that, they'll come into the second half a little colder. And this is going to be a run up the middle on the keeper Salyards. Not a problem, a 1-yard touchdown run.
Cole Salyards finishes off the touchdown drive with a 1-yard run, and it would stay 28-21 Norwood until the halftime break. Norwood struck for 2 touchdowns in the third quarter and took a 42-21 lead into the fourth.
20, the 10, and into the end zone. Brian Mateer breaks free and runs 61 yards up the field for the touchdown.
Norwood struck for another touchdown to start the fourth.
Back to either side, receivers spread out to either side, and he will hand it off to the right back. Here goes the call, and DeCall's going to break free. The 30, the 20, the 10, and all the way to the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Norwood.
The Hillers got some fourth quarter offense going, trailing 49-21.
Spread out to either side. He'll hand it off. Here goes Mulvaney breaking free up the far side to the 40, the 35, the 30. And he's tripped out of bounds just past the 30. A great run there by Cam Mulvaney from about the 5. Salyard's going to line it up out of the gun. Mulvaney to his right. He'll take the snap. He'll roll to his right, and he's going to find some room along the far side of the field, and he gets into the end zone. Cole Salyards with some nice footwork.
A 5-yard run by Cole Salyards. The 2-point conversion was no good. The Hillers were quick to get the ball back and found the end zone again.
40 to the 25 to the 20, and he's pushed out of bounds at around the 15. A big pickup there by Carazza. Gonna line it up out of the gun. Mulvaney to his right, takes the snap, under pressure, finds some room along the near side, and he is going to get towards the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did! Touchdown, Hillers!
A 12-yard run this time by Salyards, and a successful 2-point conversion makes it a 49-35 game. The Hillers played hard until the end, but fell in the season finale by a 49-35 final. The Hillers finished the season with 2 wins and 3 losses. Congratulations to Coach McLean and the Hillers on a great season.
So it was Hopkins Middle School's final scrimmage of the season. All the kids had been working really, really hard. Andrew's a multi-sport athlete, and it was really important for him to play in the last football scrimmage of the year. And it was probably his best run of the year. He broke it out to the left, eluded like 2 tacklers, and then as he was being tackled, he suffered a pretty decent ankle injury. And luckily, you know, we have great responders, not only the parents that were in attendance there, but our athletic trainer was immediately on the scene, as well as first responders from Hopkinton EMS. And really, they were in and out of there with Andrew in about 15 minutes. And I'm sure to Andrew and for us as coaches and parents, it felt like an eternity, but it was just such an amazing response. Andrew's about as tough as they come. He was still joking around a little bit. And from what I hear, he's getting the best attention he can possibly get, and we can't wait to have him back. Today was our uniform return day, but more importantly, the parents and the kids reached out to me. They wanted to do something special for Andrew. And so they all came down, and what they did was they signed a football here with some well wishes. And in the back, you can probably hear some of the chatter. They're all signing a card, and the number of kids who were just jumping for the opportunity to say something nice to their teammate was unreal. And that's really what our football team is about, is community, family, and commitment to one another. And I mean, nothing proves that more than today. Andrew, my man, I can't tell you how much it broke your coaching staff's heart for your season to end the way it did. And that's because of everything you've given us this season. You're a part of what we are. You're a part of this community. And we wouldn't be the same team without you. So we can't wait to have you back. I know this isn't as much as we wish we could do for you, but we hope that it's something. And you're a strong kid. You're going to be back better than ever in the fall. Best of luck to you. I hope you have a great summer, and I'll see you around.
You're a champ, Andrew.
Well, that is going to conclude this episode of HCAM Sports Talk. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday at 3 p.m. For everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, be well, and we'll talk to you again soon. We'll see you soon for the spring season. Go Hillers.